Are you losing in the market? Are you struggling in the markets? Then do not worry, you're in the right place to start learning how to capture trades just like this. So in this video, I'm going to go through understanding the use of supply and demand, smart money, and that trick all about the order flow in the market. So keep watching if this is going to help you going forward in your trading. Now on the AUDUSD, on the daily time frame, I'm going to go through this part of the video understanding that order flow. And don't worry, like I said, if you've not seen that video, it's coming up at the end of this video, so make sure you watch that video next. And we're going to talk about the imbalance trading strategy and how you can use imbalances. Now there's a video coming up after the next video which goes through the imbalance trading strategy, so make sure you watch that video as well. So the first thing we're going to look at in this video is understanding the use of the order flow trick. And the order flow is basically where we see in the market making its reversal. So we can see on this last bearish candle down, and don't worry, the next video will explain all this, we will have a bearish order flow. This is our bearish order flow in the market. And when we see this bullish candle to the upside, this is where we see the reversal of our bearish order flow into a bullish order flow. Now, once you understand all this technique, which is in the next video, it's going to make it easier for you to understand where you're taking your trades. Now, you can see the market does push away, pulls back into this area, and it's right here. We zoom in. We actually make what I call a manipulation in the market. We take the previous day's low. You can see that happens on this candle here, and then we break out, and then we have again the same thing. So once you understand these techniques, it's going to help you to identify these trades. And what I'm going to do in the moment, go down to the 1 hour time frame so you can see this manipulation here and here and understand exactly what's going on. So we just draw that level as well. But the idea is to understand we're in a bullish order flow here. We made a reversal. And again, the next video will teach you exactly how to find that and draw those on your charts. Once you understand you're only looking for buys, it makes the job easy for you to find those trade setups. So we're going to go down to the 1 hour time frame now. And first, let's go back to that first area. So we can see here, this is the low that we had marked, and this is the low as well. We have a push down here below this low. What is that doing? Well, that's pushing down into this area here, which is an area of imbalance. We just take that as an imbalance. So, and this is basically filled, this imbalance. After we create this low, we test it. This area is filled. Then we fill the imbalance and we break structure here to the upside. So we have a reversal. Okay, now the same thing happens again here. But this time, look at the area on the chart. We don't have an area of imbalance. So what is going on here? We have all these wicks to the downside. This means that I have to go down to a lower time frame to find my entry zone. And that's what I'm going to go through in a moment and show you exactly what I did. Now, understanding the order flow as well, that we're actually in a bullish order flow on this time frame. You can see that at this point here in the market, we rally up and we start creating here a bullish order flow. So this is my bullish order flow at that point on the chart. And then the market continues up to create this candlestick, which again is a bullish order flow right here. And then when we create this bearish candle, we turn to bearish order flow. Just wanted to show you the order flow itself. Remember, we're not using order flow in the market for our entries. We're just seeing where the market's going. Now this tells me at this point that the order flow is bearish and it's most probably going to be a retracement because we're bullish on the daily. We already had a first entry on the daily, understanding this area. And again, you can see this is our last bearish order flow. This is our first bullish order flow. This tells me that it's the retracement and that's the reversal. So we know we're looking for an entry here. Once we see this, we then have another bearish order flow here and this candlestick. I'll just draw it out. Our next bearish order flow, which is then eventually removed once we see this next candle is just an order flow as well. And then we have this bullish candle to the upside and this one here. So then we create a bullish order flow right here in the market, which shows me the market is now again bullish. This is a bullish one as well. Just wanted to show you the reversal phase. Now, that's how you can identify the reversal phase. You can also see the markets come back to retest this area and we had a bounce. But this is to show you the entry and understand the use of the order flow on that day. We know we're bullish. Now, if you're using, let's say, this type of strategy, you want to wait for bullish order flow on a lower time frame. That's absolutely fine to look for trading. I'll show you that how you could have done this down here as we came back into this area. But first, let me just show you what I did at this area to find my entry zone. I went down to a 15-minute chart. At this point in the market, I'm going to show you how to read market structure. This is where most people are actually failing when they're trading in the markets. So we're going to see that the market creates this lower high, which is broken. In fact, let me just zoom in closer to the price. We have this low, we have a breakout. What does this create? This creates a change in character. And don't worry, if you're not sure about the break of structure and the difference between that and a change in character, this video that's popping up right now will help you to understand that. This creates an area of demand, and then straight afterwards we have another break of structure here, and we can draw a new area of demand right here in the market. Again, we retest it, and then we have a area here. This is our previous high. Eventually it's broken here, and it leaves this area as our origin of the move, area of demand. So I've got my demand zone. Now I can drag this across. We're below this low in the market, and you can see that the market comes back in and tests this demand zone. That's where my zone was for my entry. Now for this, I'm going to show you my target. Now the target was this previous high right here, was my first target. So I just place on a trade entry around about here. I stop below that zone, and that was my first target. So you can see my first target just over 6 to 1. Now my final target's around about 8 to 1 at a 4-hour high. But as you'll see now popping up on the screen is where I was actually sharing this inside that Discord community. Just so you can see the community is actually active, and this is what I'm actually sharing inside that channel. So that was my first entry taken. My first take profit was taken at this high. You can see as we move across, that's where that first profit target was taken, just as we come into this area. So understanding that this was my entry off this area of demand, the market came back, we manipulated this low. Now, if you're not sure what that is all about, there are a few actual videos you will find in the channel going through the manipulation phase, or that is shared in much more depth inside that Forex Masterclass. Now, I do suggest taking that course if you are struggling to understand this manipulation phase. So the market continues up, breaks structure. We then pull back to retest this area, and we're showing a bullish order flow. Now on the lower time frames here, once you understand when the markets come back in, if you're looking at this area on the chart and you're looking at the order flow, let me just remove all these levels once again, and you're not sure where to take a trade at this point. Now I'm talking about when the price comes back into this area of imbalance. We would create this low here, we rally up, we take the low, we're watching the order flow. We know we're bullish on the daily. Our last bearish order flow is this candlestick right here. Now again, don't worry, you'll learn exactly why it is in the next video. Then you can see we break out this move up, which creates this move here. This is then my first reversal, which becomes a bullish order flow. Okay, so the market pulls back in. Then what do we have at this point? Once we see this, then you can look at taking your entry. And right here, we have an area of imbalance in the market where you can see it comes back, gets filled. This is where you can look at taking your entry in the market, rallies away. So if you actually want to be on the right side of the market, wait for the bullish order flow to confirm it. Now, if I was to do that on that previous trade I took here, then I would have missed that entry I just took. But understanding the order flow in the market, this is my last bearish candlestick, which shows me that bearish order flow. And then eventually we break out right here and we create this candlestick here. So once we've seen this formed, this creates what? My bullish order flow. Now, I hope you're following on. If you're not sure, then don't worry. You can rewind this video and watch this section again. So we break out. When we pull back into here, we can take our first trade. Instead of taking it where I've taken it, where you'll see in a moment on my MT4 platform, you're going to take it here, coming back into an area of imbalance. And then look at the market. Up we go. So there's different ways of understanding the way the markets move, but using this technique, the trick of understanding the bullish and bearish order flow will help you to fine tune your entries where you see a reversal. Now there's no change of character in here until we see this push up. So once we see a break of structure here, this is our change of character. And then we have an area of demand right here in the market. So you have different ways to look at taking a trade here. I've just shown you different strategies, using the imbalance trading strategy, using a supply and demand trading strategy. That's our change of character. There's your entry, and up the market goes. So you've got a couple of zones there you could use when you're taking this type of trade. Or you can even look at using a candlestick entry off that bullish engulfing candlestick. Now, all of this can be confusing. So I do suggest watching these videos over more than once, and watching several videos on the channel to help you understand the way I look at those markets. But that's giving you a concept to actually start applying yourself in your trading. Now let's quickly head back to the MT4 platform. So again, this is my entry area. Let's go back to the 15-minute chart. You can see there's my zone, there's my entry, and my first profit target at these previous highs. Now my second target, go back to the 4-hour time frame, and you'll see the 4-hour highs here. I'm targeting my final target. So the trade itself, like I said, was around a 6-to-1 and an 8-to-1 risk to reward. You don't need to have those big risk to reward trades to make continued profits in the market. So I do hope that this is going to help you going forward in your own trading. If it has this video today and you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave a comment if there's anything in this video you want to know more on, or even if you have any questions regarding that FOREX Masterclass course itself. But right now, popping up is that video. It goes through to understand the order flow trick in the market, what we've gone through in this video. This will bring it all together. Then watch that next video after that video, which goes through that imbalance trading strategy.